Well, you might have heard the saying, actions speak louder than words, but words can be just as powerful, meaningful, and absolutely beautiful, especially when they're used in poetry. Now, one person who knows how to play on words superbly are co-authors of the book, My Words in Volumes, Emotions of a Poet, Musa Masombuka and Pule Shaku. Now, Musa is joining us in the studio to tell us more about the book. A very good morning to you, Musa. Thank you so much, and welcome to Morning Live.
All right, very good morning, and thank you for having me on the show.
Indeed. You are young. You are 19 years old. What prompted you to go to be a poet? What attracted you to poetry?
In poetry, I used to enjoy reading books at school, and then I had to tell my story. So poetry was there for me when no one was.
Now, the book features some poems from you and the co-author Upule Shaku. Why did you guys decide to go on a collaborative effort?
On a collaborative effort, we decided to do it because we wanted to work with the Department of Education. So they said to us that we do not accept a sole project. We need to be at least 2 authors.
Okay.
Then that's how the collaboration came about.
Okay, so you did get the buy-in from the Department of Education?
Yes.
What sort of support did they render to you?
They rendered, the book is selected for the Young Writers Project, which will run this October and November.
Wow. And what's your creative process when you start working on a particular poem?
When I work on a particular poem, it first starts with emotions. And then after that, after I went through my emotions, and that's where I will come later on and then I'll edit and I'll put on the figuratives and then those figures of speech. Yes, and then after that, that's when I will decide, okay, it's good for the audience, and we post it on social media and other blogs as well.
Do you have a specific routine, or do you simply have to get inspired?
No, I simply have to get inspired by the writers that I've read their works, Fisom Jali and other writers that I've read their works. And then after that, then that's when I get inspiration that, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too.
What normally inspires Vele in particular?
Well, in particular, you know, I understand that as a writer, you need to tell your story.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, people need to relate to what you're telling. And then, yes, people relate. It means that you are not alone.
Okay.
And then that's when the love of writing came about, and the love of publishing and getting the book to the target readers as well.
So tell us, why did you decide to title the book My Words in Volumes, Emotions of a Poet?
Well, the book actually was My Words in Volumes. Then I came to a sense that, okay, if I say my words in volumes, people might not get what I'm talking about. So that's why I decided that the subtitle should be Emotions of a Poet. Because the words, they speak volumes for me when I cannot speak for myself. So that's why I said my words in volumes.
Okay. So is it your own personal experiences, or is just the experiences of other people around you?
Well, it has been, mostly it's my personal experiences, but also the experience around me as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did you and Pule decide which of your poems would be published in this book? Well,
based on the title, I told Pule, I'll be working on this collection. It's My Words in Volumes, Emotions of a Poet. So the poems need to revolve around the emotions, whether sadness or happiness, but it has to revolve somewhere around that. Then I had to do the selection, and then I had to call in for input from Chifua Given Mukwevo to help me select as well. Yes.
And which poem is your favorite from this book?
Well, my favorite poem from this book has to be The Life We Live. It was written by me, so yeah, I wrote it looking at how...
Just give us the first stanza.
It says, I've been sitting down near the table. I decided to scribble down my thoughts and emotions on an A4 about why everything is a promising fable and life is a lot more like a gamble. I will try to express what I've suppressed deep inside my chest than to impress. Life is a lot more complicated and does not need to be understood. You just choose which path to follow, and you leave everything in a hollow. You don't need to borrow anyone's interest to make it yours, because it's more like your dynamic.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, a lot of things happen in life. And then I can see, well, it was that time where I had to question myself, if these youngsters are smoking or drinking, and then should it be that as a youth I should do it too? Is it the trend, or maybe is it okay for me to be different?
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, I'm so impressed. Now, apparently this book is curricular and recommended for schools. Do you distribute it to schools already, or is it in bookshops?
No, it's in process to go to schools. As I mentioned, that we are working with the Department of Education. And then for bookstores, it's available to online retailers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Great chatting to you, Musa. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thanks.
All right. That was many thanks to Musa for taking time to join us and tell us more about the poetry book that he co-wrote titled My Words in Volumes, Emotions of a Poet. This is Morning Life. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back with the news.